How does overspending on a wedding by $45,000 somehow cost you $250,000 in home buying power later? It sounds like bad math, but for this high earner, it might be the butterfly effect of financial planning. Let's stress test a real-world scenario to show how one emotional decision today can quietly destroy your biggest financial goals tomorrow. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Sterling, CEO and financial advisor at NerdWallet Wealth Partners. Today, we're going inside the financial plan of Alex, a mid-30s professional living in Brooklyn who's planning two big milestones: buying an engagement ring and paying for a wedding. At the same time, he still wants to make sure he's on track for his long-term goals, like buying a home and retiring early. Alex is a fictional example, but his situation may sound familiar if you're planning a proposal or a wedding. All right, let's take a look at Alex's financial picture today. Currently, Alex has a net worth of about $450,000. He earns a $280,000 a year base salary, plus a 15% bonus, and has $363,000 in investment accounts, which include $154,000 in his 401k, $82,000 in a rollover IRA, $52,000 in a taxable brokerage account, and he has $18,000 in a Roth IRA. Now let's look at Alex's expenses. He spends around $9,000 per month, he doesn't have any debt, and lives with his girlfriend, so his share of rental costs about $2,900 per month. The remaining $6,000 is his to spend. Based on all that, we know a few things. Alex is a high earner who saves consistently and lives well below his means. This gives him flexibility to fund these near-term goals without dipping into his investment or retirement accounts. The challenge for Alex is balancing multiple time horizons. Over the next couple of years, he's budgeting about $20,000 for an engagement ring and roughly $35,000 towards wedding costs. His fiancée and both sets of parents are also planning to contribute to the wedding, so he won't need to cover the entire expense on his own. At the same time, he wants to stay on track for two longer-term goals. Goal number one, buying a property in 2032. He's planning to buy a $1.5 million home with his future wife. Since they'll split the cost, he's budgeting $1 million for his share of the home with a 20% down payment and a 5.5% mortgage rate. Goal number two, retiring at 55. This is a classic moment in many clients' lives. They're earning well and their savings are building, but the next few years are going to be expensive. The question then becomes, how do you celebrate the present without sacrificing the future? A financial advisor can help answer that question, which is exactly what we did for Alex. So let's get into some scenarios we modeled for him. We're going to start by keeping things simple. Alex covers the ring and wedding costs from his excess cash and continues his current savings base. Here's how it plays out. He continues maxing out his 401k, and he puts about $75,000 per year into his taxable investment account. With these assumptions, it's estimated he's able to retire around 53 with a 62% probability of success, a healthy range for someone in his 30s with plenty of flexibility ahead. Plus, he has room to increase his discretionary spending from $6,000 per month to $7,000 per month. That's an extra $12,000 a year to travel or treat himself in other ways. Now let's throw a wrinkle into the plan. What if Alex and his fiancée decide they really want to splurge on the wedding? Or maybe their parents aren't able to chip in as much as they planned. Instead of a $35,000 budget, they're going to more than double their budget. If they spend between $80,000 to $100,000, how does that impact Alex's financial plan? When we bump up the wedding budget, he's going to need to make some big compromises in other areas of life. His discretionary spending goes back to $6,000, and he'll need to retire 1 year later, and his property budget will go from $1 million to $750,000. So it's all about trade-offs. Do you have an unforgettable wedding, or do you scale back on the big day so that you can travel and enjoy other luxuries throughout the year? Either way, the takeaway here is that his current habits already support both life and long-term goals. He just needs to keep his structure and revisit his plan annually. He's built enough margin into his plan to adjust as life unfolds, whether that's springing for the dream wedding venue or buying that Brooklyn brownstone. So, based on this model, what can we learn? Number one, short-term goals and long-term planning can coexist. By setting aside cash for the ring and wedding now and modeling future goals like early retirement, Alex keeps his plan flexible enough to handle both current and future milestones. Number two, liquidity has purpose. By maintaining a healthy cash reserve, Alex gives himself room to fund major events without touching long-term investments or taking on new debts. And number three, the right financial plan makes your trade-offs clear. Whether it's saving more and retiring early, or prioritizing an unforgettable wedding and working a little longer, putting the numbers side by side shows what's possible and what it might cost. Once you see your options in black and white, it becomes clear where the trade-offs really are. From there, it's up to you to decide what makes the most sense based on your values, priorities, and the life you want to build. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more financial planning examples, subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to see how a personalized financial plan could look for you, visit the link in the description to learn more about how NerdWallet Wealth Partners helps high earners make smart financial moves.